Hello everybody and welcome back. I'm Will Dragon and this is our beautiful beaver community of Beaverpool. I think I say that so assertively because I know what my community of beavers is called. Of course I do. And so you joined me back. We have our lovely aqueduct finally online. We have a bad tide coming in 1.4 days. We're going to see how this goes and affects all of this, basically. And see how that goes and does for us. And so, yeah, we need to basically keep pushing things forward. We have available our second logging industry area, which will keep this up beautiful. We are going to need more storage, and more storage, basically. And so... for one of our next projects, we need to expand our food. Now, many things about expanding our food, which can be very, very complicated. Not overly, actually, but we are looking to expand our food. We're going to finish blowing things up right here, basically. Because, you know, why not? We're trying to trim down this thing slightly. There you go, that's just going and being built up. Let's just go bang. Start an episode with a bang, you know what I mean? We're gonna go, and there you go. That's kind of been expanded. That's gonna be blown up as well. And then we'll go ahead and... what is that? I think that's a 2. That's a 2. Let's go ahead and finish taking that down. We're basically going to square that off. We're doing the same over here. But yes, one of the next things we need to do is increase our food production. Now, we do 100% as well want to go increase our beaver population as well. Because we are pushing ever forward and ever onwards, and we just need more beavers, and more beavers. Now, we generally do produce pretty well, but we are, you know, on the edge on a few things. So as you can see, grilled spatterdock is fine. For some reason, we'd keep dipping into our blueberry storage. I'm not entirely sure why. I'm going to guess it's maybe a proximity thing, because our blueberries are down here and our other food is up here. I kind of need to reroute this. Well, I kind of don't. I kind of want this one to come out to here. It's, things are gonna get complicated, basically. And then, so... we have 2 more storage things there. Build, let's pause. Yeah, I don't want them coming to... let's go and unpause. I don't want that one coming to that one. Oh, beautiful. Go and detonate some more things. Singular one here. Goes down. There you go. That'll be properly trimmed up. This is all properly connected to our ridiculous... I don't even know how much the total is, but it's enough. Ridiculous wind farm and energy battery storage, battery energy. You know the words I'm trying to say, I'm sure. Probably a lot more than I do. And we now have water coming out of our ears, basically. Let's then go ahead and remove all of this. Our old water areas can now be removed. That's all going to be built already. I clearly have far too many builders on the go, but hey, I've got a spare beaver apparently. And so we're going to go and throw down a little bit of extra housing. I don't know why this is not computing in my brain slightly, but we will go ahead and match. I'm just going to place down 2 for now. Of course, yes, it is not passed. Now, there you go. So that's going to be a boost to the beaver community. And then one of the things I did want to do was obviously plug this up. How is this doing? Oh, so this is beautifully at a contamination of 72 percentile. We'll see how long this takes to eventually open back up. The fact that we're not pumping this out anymore does give us a much bigger window for this to work in. I might attempt to improve it anyway, because if this takes too long, you know, obviously this needs to stay green for all these reasons. But from what I remember that I talked about at the end of the last episode, what did I talk about? I talked about making a whole new area green and beautiful. Oh wow, that was flooding over. That's interesting. That's obviously at a height of 0.9 to get all of this. That should equalize on its own, that's fine. But so the coming down from here was too much. And as you see, yeah, it's right up to the limit, isn't it? That would have been due to, there you go, we've got added bad tide coming out of here. We had this coming out of here, blocking the downstream. It is dropping off now, and that will probably drop off a little bit further. This has massively dropped off. So yeah, these bad water drains definitely have an effect here. Okay, so I will need to try to keep an eye on those. But yeah, so I think turning this into a bad water thingy-majiggy rig. Do I want to use the word rig? I do want to use the word rig, that is correct. Do I have the resources currently? I very much do. Of course, by the words very much, I mean only just in terms of gears. But let's go and drop that onto there. Of course, we're not generating any science because I turned off that. Let's go and move these as well. Let us go and plug that in. We want to, of course, stay out of the bad tide. And that will allow us to build. Obviously, I'll have to slightly rearrange once it is built. But for now, it's just going to block this off. So let's go ahead and get that built. Water has obviously risen a smidge again. A little bit of green has continued to spread. Once this has been built, then all of this, in essence, will stop. Let's just... I didn't see any flooding coming from anywhere else. Let's just have a quick scan for drains. I don't want to be caught out. Okay, that's fine. But then obviously this overflooding, etc. would be a problem. That I will need to solve. Or we, in essence, continue, and then this I was going to make into a giant farming area, this lovely nook in here. Why do I feel like, was this further flooded a second ago? I feel like I didn't see so much land. Was that just me being like stupid, like looking at it like this or something? Thinking there wasn't much here, or was this actually over flooded? I think it could have been over flooded because we had this pouring down here. Okay, let's just confirm. We see any rains? I mean, we'll maybe let it go through a turn of bad tide just to make sure anyway. But I also wish to, or need to, want to, wish to, need to. I need to go and build that there. I can go and use this as a little walkway. Because, you know, hey, it's a blockage. Be able to run across that. Oh. Are we ready to blow things up? I think we are pretty much ready to blow things up. Let's go and this. Place it with a stick of dynamite. This up. Then we'll have to remove this and replace that with a stick of dynamite, and then we're ready to go pop. And then, of course, very soon, this is about to overflow and start down here. So, of course, what I do need to do is make sure my beavers have access to this, which I'm also then eventually going to have to start getting them access down here as well. But for now, let us simply, they can run off the edge here. Not literally, you understand? There. Have them. There. Good. Allow them to do that spot of building, then of course I have to remove this. Do still have access to down here. And I need to... I want to redirect this bad water to just come straight down here, if I'm honest. So again, it's gonna be a hell of a walk. Let's just go and plug this one in. Now we have this here, which means that this one was probably supposed to have been replaced. Go. And I'm probably pretty sure that... of course, right, we have a zip line going through, so I can't build oak everywhere, but we'll get some extra oak trees in there. Doing this project down in this direction. Continue. Just put them there. So there, how are we doing back over here before I go back and yep, we're still throwing down some dynamite at that. Happy to continue to simply let them build. And so what I'm going to want is drop down the water a second. Of course, we can't build through dirt. Fair. Fish is... Attempt placing a dynamite at the bottom of the map. Okay, I don't know why I just got that, but sure. We'll go for that being a thing. Wait, hang on. Let's just to zoom in a smidge. Makes it so much easier. Only a little bit though. Nope, that was supposed to be changed. There. And so... I have to go for this. It'll get a nice 2-wide channel. Is that going to be enough? Out. We will find out. Contain this without flooding, shall we say? I wish it... Oh, cover bad water source on the map using one of the dedicated things. Flood a building. Oh. Right, yes, because I built the building and it is flooded. That makes perfect sense. There you go, that's just been knocked off. Let's turn the water on so I can see it. That's just been destroyed. That's just... yes, I need to block this off down here as well. That'll remain as it is. Yes. Now get down there, of course, which we will work on in a bit. Let's come back to what we were doing. Again, very, very long construction chain. I do understand that. But things will most assuredly get interesting. Try that, basically. Let's see what happens when things blow up. Okay, they've all been patched up. And then hopefully as well, in essence, with rediverting this down here, even when we get the bad tide drains opening up, the 3 here and the 2 just around there, we won't get any flooding back over here because it shouldn't happen, basically. Set to 9, the same other side. Mark that for demolishing. That, of course, has no access. And that for destruction. This. Fill that up. I'm going to make a slight hole here because we've got the wrong size dynamite, but that's fine. Slight gap in the bottom of the reservoir. So yes, I need to blow up this area down here first so I can get to the... Plus then I need to do more destruction here, I believe. Then I need to blow up this afterwards. That will bring bad tide. Oh, would you look at that? See, we are now flooding out as well. Spreading a bit more green. Absolutely beautiful. That blocked up. That allows this. I get this pouring through. That will have that. Wait, so if that comes down here, that's going to be continuously pouring into down here. These need to be floodgates, not levees. Stop being silly and trying to flood the world. No, not a triple floodgate either. It's a little bit extreme. Don't put them there. These both. And it. And then... easiest way down. Probably from all the way over here. Again, it's not... very economical. Don't like it. It goes slightly off center. Now I've lost my center line. Oh, another bad tide. Bad tide. here. That should allow this to start drying out soon. Doing over here. Wait for them all to run away. That's going to allow them to get to these two. It's not going to allow them to get to these two, though. Much of a problem. Image of problem. I think this is pretty tall. Is it not? Is... You're going to have to sort something out. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do a little bit of playing around. Fine, I need to go more than 2 down there, which I'm going 3 down. So this should, in essence, redirect the bad tide. We'll be able to get to that 1. That 1. If I were to do something as silly as this, should be able to build from on top of the stairs. Keep saying this, and I have no idea if I'm actually correct. Oh, that's not going to work at all. Why build stairs when you can build a platform? Yeah, that'll allow me to do the building. We haven't gotten down to here. We have put some stairs down. We haven't gotten around to destroying the second one of these. And we do have that bad tide incoming, which we need to be careful of, because if we flood this part, it's dangerous. What's the point? Contamination 0%. We did get this open. I didn't pay any attention as to how long it took, but we did have that going. We have 12 beavers who are bored. Let's unpause the gear workshop. Let us unpause. I want to say the smelting factory, but we just don't have. Should have though, because I haven't had my smelters working. Hang on. Whereas, oh yeah, we have 220 scrap metal. Yes, let's turn on one of our smelters once more. Let's turn off one of our dynamite factories, because it's not quite needed at this point. Let's turn on our extractor. No, sorry, our centrifuge. Our extractor. Let's remove that. I do have an unconnected building and a flooded building. Both those problems here together. Can I blow this up? I have blown this up. Bad tide has just started. So yes, that is going to overflow. Don't give it outlet. Not want any flooding to occur, and I don't want to contaminate my beavers, so let's just let this run through. Doesn't do me any harm at this point. And okay, we do have... Aha, alright, we have bad tide coming down from here. Also need to fix. Alright then. There you go, yes, this does flood. That's why I was thinking it was so ridiculous. Oh, and this floods too. Go and remove that. Do I have any contaminated beavers? No, I have just some injured beavers. Ooh, wow, we flooding the world. We are flooding the world. do I want to keep that there? Because I am going to need to... Yeah, I probably should. I'm going to need to do... another explosion point, in fact. And how about we look at capping this as well? We should be able to just straight cap it. Who do I here? Yep, straight cap is nowhere near as expensive. We do need some more gears. How about boot? Go and put ourselves another gear factory. Because quite frankly, right now we have the power. I have the power. Planks are looking very good still. Down here, I suppose I do want to remove that. Supply and demand is holding basically because I think it's what 50, 50, and 120. 50, 50, and 120. Yep. That's 220, and the paper mill is an 80. Yeah, that's 300. I've only got 100 spare. Either way, I could have a couple more lumber. That I do want to remove my beautiful observatory. You of course need to eventually start building up some more science again. Now, that is a beautiful 3x3 building. Yep, a beautiful 3x3 building. Lovely bit of light here. Who is... Yes, that much. That much. Now I need to be able to build this on the second level, so what I'm going to go... Will that allow me? Find out. It will. Right, so we'll go ahead and build that. Look at all this absolutely beautiful flooding we have going on. Quest to cap this. One high. Let's go. There. But there, and we will cap off this bad water supply, thus eliminating some of this insane problem we have on a bad tide. I mean, I suppose I could have just capped this one, couldn't I? But, well, you know, let's keep doing what we're doing. I really could have just capped it, couldn't I? It's probably the much better solution, but well, you know, let's keep the land having some features or some such. Removed. That's almost finished. Going down. All I would have to do here, if I block this off, this will flood this way instead. And this isn't, although this is actually very flooded right now, this isn't hugely full. I've blocked this off, that's going to hugely help this. Of course, should be about 100%. 5, yep. Alright. Should greatly help with this. course. One. Get out of here. That should greatly help as well. I think we're doing okay. Of course, this. Whoops. Did some resources there. Never mind. This comes forward to here. That is in essence. Where? Get the spiral staircase. Mountain going. Ah, damn it. Messed up. Because we're going to need more layers. Going to need many, many more layers. So this comes off 2, that comes off 1, that comes off ground. Right, so thing. That in there. Yeah, too much deleting. Scary. Oh, very scary. Let's try and delete everything I have built so far. Put that up there. One misclick away from destroying everything. That terrifies me. Okay, yes, and that goes up to there, that goes up there. That way around. Huzzah! We have our spiral staircase. The prettiest looking thing, if I'm honest, but I'll take it. Allow me to get up to here. Back to there. Our new observatory on top of the tower, because that's where observatory should be. And I'm just gonna end. You just stay there. What do we got? Day 3, we are down to 13%. That is that ain't bad. we reached 100. Near enough. I mean, I didn't check it technically after the 95% hit, but we reached 100. Let's be honest. And so yeah. We yeah. And so after 3 days, we are down to 11%. That is not a bad system. Obviously, the last few percentages, I'd say, the work slightly slower. there's in. And the risk of contamination has somewhat disappeared. That all blown up. We'll see how we do. Oh, nice. We've closed this off. That is now greatly diminished. Where does it actually go? Where does it go, actually? I think that one comes... Yes, that comes out of here. Interesting, interesting. So... blockage. Ah, that blockage would come through here. I don't want to open that up in the slightest. Not at all. That would be highly dangerous. Very silly. Very, very silly. The moment it floods and comes down... No, it floods and comes down here. What I need to do is give it an alternative path, basically. Sure, I think we'll simply be straight out of here for now, probably. Or I could just go and block it up. You know, as you do. Go ahead and do that. Okay, that's open again. That's good. Nice, that has been... let's drop this down to 0.75 so we get more water coming up this way. Let's clean this out. This has been put into place. Start flooding this and then pushing it out this way. This greatly decreasing. Bad water coming in. All I need to do now is stop this flooding path. Have that on the go. My bad water rig can now be used. Alright, so let's just... bit of dynamite place to open this up. See how wonderfully this potentially cleans itself out. Comes beaver of the hour who needs a nap. Now, I have a feeling we may need to plant some carrots. We can do. We can do. Oh, hang on. How are we looking? I don't know. Do they ever run out of something to do? I mean, it would seem not. I'm not seeing a beaver sat in the house. I've only seen 2 beavers on the field. Oh, there's the other one. Yeah, I mean, they seem to be constantly working. I seem to have the right size field. Slight readjustment of it might make it a smidge more efficient, but let's not worry about that too much. Well, this is getting very low. Why is this getting very low? Contamination 1%. Contamination 0%. Go, and then this is flooding. Okay, so yeah, as you can see, got down to 10% in 3 days. However, to get rid of that last 10% is taking us a very long time. Maybe we do need to expand this Just to make sure, because I mean, that was close. That was close to drying out. We have a lot of injured beavers, and we don't have too many medical beds. Let us, for now, is not how it's going to stay. That'll greatly increase the healing capacity. We are going to have to go and build a full medical wing somewhere. But look at this. Look at all of this green. Nice and flat. Nice and beautiful. We are going to have to go and find a farm down into that region. But we are just going to finish off the episode. Let us put all that blue coming through. Put all of that blue coming through. Let us donate. Let us detonate that. Detonate that. And let's see how much of a mess I make. We made a mess. Let's see. Yep, as you can see, all of this is back draining. This now is back flooding because it is pushing up so fast. Okay. Okay, that's equalizing out its pushback. There you go. That's all now drained off. So there is that. Once this finishes with the extra, shall we say, that's also now, there you go. That's going to help out. Back in the right direction. Immediate flood is calming itself down. Okay, so not too bad. Not too bad. That is still continuing to be the driving force coming from this side. And so there you go. Now that's also calmed off as well. We are in fact even being contained in here. And so that is now all just immediately flowing off the map this way. And as you can see, this is now no longer a problem. We still do have these drains, which we have to worry about on a bad tide. But we're not doing too bad at all. And I can only assume that... Huh? Needs power to operate. Connected to a generator. Hell. That shouldn't be difficult now then, should it? Now I would like to plug it in right in the middle at the back. That, however, is going to be difficult to actually get to. I didn't think of it beforehand. I really would like to go and do it. You know, I'm going to go and... It's inefficient, but it has to look pretty. I mean, I'm in my pretty phase of building, you know? Alright, and then once that's all built, we'll rebuild the observation post. It has to be pretty. I'm not in survival mode anymore. I'm in, you know, let's advance, let's make the world green, and let's make the world pretty. But it has to be pretty. Beaver's injured down to 6. Now we threw all those medical beds down. That's made a huge difference. And yeah, now like I said, these pools are going to dry up. Oh, we've got an aquifer. Ooh, we've got an aquifer here. We get that online. Got anything else? Oh, we've got an aquifer here as well. We can get both of those online. Block this off. So that this bad water source is, in essence, its own thing. And then these aquifers can just start flooding all down this way with beautiful, clean water. Let's... Out of here. Coming from... somewhere? Genuinely, where is that coming from? Dead end. Simply pouring back. Ah, it comes from under there, I reckon. So there, comes all the way through and comes out here. Well, RB. And this, of course, comes from multiple sources. I've got the drains up there, mostly that one, I think. This comes down this way and off the map here. Yeah, we've got a couple of bad water drains, which we're going to have to... bad tide drains, sorry, which we're going to have to deal with. Hey, a drought. Nice. Yeah, we're not looking too bad. Back on auto. Yeah, we're not looking too bad at all. Nice little terraforming done. Changes to the map. It's a lot greener than it was when we started. I mean, look at it. Look how beautiful and green that map is now. And we still know we've got several plans we need to push forward. Looking great. Absolutely fantastic and ready to go, quite frankly. Yeah, as soon as I've sorted this out, we will move on to our farming area. I think that's basically what comes next. Dry out eventually. That'll stop this contaminated as well. Not that it overly matters right now, but nice. Yeah, look at this beautiful green. We'll do some more terraforming. We've got plenty of dynamite and extract on the go. That's not a problem. Are we still making dynamite? Yeah, we're still making dynamite, I think. We're still making dynamite. We've got plenty of bad water coming in as well. So yeah, we'll focus on getting our farm up and running, and then we'll focus on getting a proper medical area up and running, basically. As always nice to have good old-fashioned hospital somewhere. Yeah, I think we'll maybe move it off the waterfront and maybe move it down here or something. Make sure they have access to food as they should. And of course, we're going to have all of this pumping food up into this area as well. Storage. Yeah, so on that, ladies and gentlemen, I would say a slightly longer episode than usual, but I think I go over on every single episode, so that would just be a lie. Really? And so, until next time, as per always, from myself and all of the wonderful beavers of Beaverpool, until we see you again, I truly hope that you can stay safe, happy, and healthy.